The key to wisdom is always realizing that you have more and more to learn, and that you are open to learning more from other people. Just be humble and know your limits, and it's okay for you to admit to your limits and to go back and study some more, and then broaden your views. So just don't get into this arrogant, just narcissistic attitude. Understand where your limits are, study more, and then broaden your horizons.
Exactly. Well said.
Every single response that I have made to Sam thoroughly refuted Sam's point. Yeah, you're not going to dictate to me, or anybody for that matter, what is or isn't science if you do not even know what that thing in question is or isn't about. You can see Sam is endlessly getting in over his head, putting his foot in his own mouth and failing, with people totally clueless, but just declaring things that are passed around by other atheists like them. So here's a reality check, Sam, and I think you better pay very close attention. Don't let the delusion of a bunch of atheists agreeing with you before they even know what they are agreeing to make you think your responses are of more value than they are. There is no indication at all, based on our responses, that you are in any position to be looking down at me or intelligent design. But there is every indication in fact following the course of our interactions that I have absolutely no reason to take you seriously. You have been refuted several times already, and I suspect you know this just as well as I do. I'm referring to the video that he's commenting under. Right here it says, I tell him Ronnie, he tells me Ronnie's new drum is to beat, the drum to beat is it's not just chemistry, or it's more than chemistry. Okay then, if it's more than chemistry, then what is the more? And I tell him this was explained at the very beginning of the discussion. Are you ignoring that too?
First, we get Ronnie's garbled effort at defining chemistry.
Alright, so Ryan's gonna try and explain some shit, and it's all bullshit. He's gonna do a piss poor job at it, so, yeah, just a fair warning.
So, I guess you want to start with cell, the stuff that's going on inside the cell and how it's not just chemistry and how you can demonstrate that in any way, shape, or form?
Well, do you know what happens in typical chemical bonds, right?
I don't know anything about biology or chemistry or anything like that. I'm asking for the explanation.
Well, if you had an understanding of chemistry, that the answer would pretty much be pretty clear, because in chemical bonds with covalent ionic bonds, where you have sharing of different electrons or differences in electronegativity with anions or cations, that's pretty much what happens, the sharing of electrons and so forth, things like that.
And now we come to the explanation of what more than just chemistry actually means.
Alright everyone, hold on tight, because we're about to get a tsunami of bullshit up in here.
With DNA, how that's being manipulated inside the cell, it's not just chemistry as in the result of just chemical interactions. You have a molecule being manipulated by different components like the beta clamps, DNA gyrase, the helicase, different components. And you also have, the translation effect with DNA as well, which is different in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So obviously the interactions with the components inside of the cell is something that is distinct from just mere chemical reactions. It's not just chemistry. It's not just the results, even from a standpoint right now, an objective standpoint, independent from a conclusion of being the result of evolution, abiogenesis, or intelligent design. It's not just chemistry, obviously. There are different components operating in there that are distinct from just pure chemical reactions.
Now, I know that was the part where he claims he told us what the more is, because I asked him and he gave me the timestamp where he claims he answered.
Ronnie, that was your answer? You pointed me to this part of your video, and that's what you f***ing offered. I need a moment.
Except, all he's given us is a list of enzymes, which are proteins, which are chains of amino acids, which are alkyl groups with an amine at one end and a carboxyl group at the other, i.e. chemicals.
Alright, Ronnie, I don't know if you f***ing realize this or not, but when I ask you to explain how it's not all just chemistry, it would be wise to give me something that isn't f***ing chemistry as your f***ing answer, god damn it!
Here is an amino acid. The H is hydrogen, the N is nitrogen, the C is carbon, the O is oxygen, and the R represents an alkyl side chain, and it's that gives each amino acid its physical properties.
Hey Ronnie, you see this? This? Yeah, that's f***ing chemistry. This is what you were talking about, and that was chemistry. Chemistry, you dipshit. Now take that and shove it up your ass.